to his side. Esri Konsa moves to that troublesome right back spot, which means John Stones comes into centre half alongside Mark Gahey, who passed a late fitness test, and Noni Madueke replaces Bukayo Saka, who drops to the bench. Norway ranked 31 in the FIFA rankings. England are up to 4th. So, based on that, you would imagine that England very much the favourites for this game. But we've seen already in this competition that anything goes. We never know what to expect. So England now singing their national anthem. What an atmosphere here in this stadium in Florida, normally the home of the Miami Dolphins. And I'll now take you through the two teams. So Stolbakken goes with his 4-3-3. The Øyvind Nyland in goal. The back four of Julian Rierson, Christopher Ayer, Torbjørn Heggem and David Moller-Wolfer. And the midfield three of the captain Martin Ødegaard, Sander Berge and Patrick Berg. And a front three of Alexander Sørloth, Erling Haaland and Andreas Schjelderup. On the bench for Norway, the two keepers Sanger Tangvig and Egil Selvik. Then we've got Morten Thorsby, Leo Ostigard, Jorgen Strand Larsen, Fredrik Osnay, Fredrik Bjorkan, Marcus Pedersen, Christian Torsved, Tello Asgard, Antonio Nusa, Oscar Bob, Jens Petter Hoeg, Sondre Langash and Henrik Falconer. Two changes for Thomas Tuchel. They line up 4-2-3-1. Jordan Pickford in goal. A back four of Esri Konsa, John Stones, Mark Gahey and Nico O'Reilly. Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson are the holding two. Noni Madueke, Jude Bellingham and Anthony Gordon in front of them, and leading the line is the captain and talisman Harry Kane. On the bench for the three Lions, Dean Henderson and James Trafford, the two keepers. Then we've got Bukayo Saka, Marcus Rashford, Trevor Chalobah. Jordan Henderson is on the bench, but he's not fit to play, of course. Dan Burn, Kobbie Mainoo, Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins, Eberechi Eze, Ivan Toney, Reece James and Jed Spence. So those are the two teams. Norway for the first time in a while in their red strip with the big blue cross offset to the right. England, of course, all in white, trimmed with blue and red. What an atmosphere inside the Miami Stadium. Just seen David Beckham and his wife up in the stands. Of course, David Beckham, a Miami resident, of course, the owner of Inter Miami. And Clement Turpin with his officials. Nicolas Danos, Benjamin Page, the two Frenchmen. And now the captains will meet in the middle for the exchanging of the pennants. Two players that probably know each other very well, of course, Martin Ødegaard and Harry Kane. Jérôme Brissard is our VAR official, another Frenchman. And, well, now we get all the formalities out of the way. A haze hanging over the ground after the fireworks and the flares. And I'll just take this time to remind you that you are listening to an independent, studio-based, off-tube commentary of this quarter-final between Norway and England. And make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. There were a lot of concerns about the heat here in Miami, but it looks a fairly overcast early evening. It's almost 5 o'clock local time, and but I'm sure it's extremely sultry down at pitch level, but certainly no bright sunshine bathing the pitch this afternoon. So England and Norway, a chance to get to this semi-final of this competition. France and Spain have already booked their places. They will face each other in the first semi-final, and it will be England or Norway to face either Argentina or Switzerland in the second semi-final. And the two sides are ready now. England all in white, Norway all in red. England will be playing from right to left in this first half. And it really is a fantastic atmosphere inside the stadium. In fact, the two teams are now gathering on the edge of the centre circle. I can assume this is a moment's reflection. I couldn't tell you 100% what this is for, but the two sides are lined up on the sides of the centre circle prior to kick-off here. and all with their arms around each other's shoulders. It is in fact to pay tribute to Jaden Adams, who featured for South Africa in the group stages, who has tragically passed away, aged just 25 years of age. He was found dead in his home back in South Africa earlier today, having played in all 3 group games. It really is a terribly sad story, and a warm round of applause inside the stadium in memory of the South African footballer Jaden Adams, who has passed away at the tender age of 25. So, we're now underway. We're getting ready now. Thomas Tuchel, he's done all he can. Ståle Solbakken has done all he can, for now at least. And we're just waiting for the go-ahead now for this quarter-final. England against Norway. Erling Haaland against Harry Kane. Erling Haaland, of course, quite a few of his Manchester City teammates in this England team today, and the squad in general. And now we get the countdown to kick off. It will be Norway who will get us underway once we get the countdown. And here we go. We are off and running. Norway, they go traditional. Goes all the way back to the keeper, Ørjan Nyland, who takes it outside of his area, all in green. Long ball downfield, and that's defended initially by England, and they win the ball in that midfield area and send it back to the edge of the area. It's gathered in by Gehi, who's shut down quickly by Erling Haaland, but it takes a deflection off the big Norwegian striker, and it will go out for a throw-in for England on this near side, which Nico O'Reilly will take. Throws it down the flank, looking for Anthony Gordon. Norway win that header, and they will gather the ball in and then send it all the way back to Ørjan Nyland, the Sevilla goalkeeper. And he sends the ball out to that far left-hand side to David Moller-Wulfer. So Norway have it over on that far side. They're in the red shirts and the dark blue shorts and dark blue socks. And now they come forward down this near side with Christopher Ajer, and that's a poor ball from the Brentford man, trying to find Ryerson on this near side, but it went behind him and out for an England throw, which they have taken quickly. Gehi rolls it back to Jordan Pickford, all in a light orange strip. The Everton keeper, he floats it out to this near side, chested down by O'Reilly. And now here's Elliot Anderson. First time on the ball for him. Spreads a great ball, the full width of the pitch, picks out Madueke on that far side. Gets in behind Moller-Wulfer, but the cross is far too strong from the Arsenal man. But that's a bright start from England. Just need better delivery there from Madueke. Back in the side today. I can only imagine that Bukayo Saka is not completely fully fit. He has not fired on all cylinders at all in this competition, and the fact that he's not starting today tells me that he's not 100% at all. Long clearance downfield. Stones wins the header. Back in the team. The only man out there without a club at the moment, John Stones, having left Manchester City after his contract ran down. Ball downfield looking for Kane, but Ajer comes across quickly and hammers that out of play on this near side for an England throw-in. 2.5 minutes gone here in Miami. Norway 0, England 0. I'm Joe Mills, thank you for your company. This is Stones now on the halfway line. I'm sure England will be pretty keen to make an impression here, given, I mean, they've had a couple of games where they were against teams that have pretty much parked the bus, and they struggled. We've seen that a lot in this competition. Even the best teams like France, Spain and so on really struggled to break down opposition that just came to employ the low block. But England, like a lot of teams, have been very hit and miss in this competition. Of course, 0-0 draw with Ghana and going behind early to Congo. But they were excellent in that second half in the opening game against Croatia, and were superb against Mexico at the Azteca on the early hours of Sunday going into Monday. Here's Stones now for England, halfway inside his own half, 3.5 minutes gone. This is Mark Gahey now. There were doubts over his fitness coming into this. Now here's Anthony Gordon of Barcelona, yet to play a game for them, but signed in the close season from Newcastle United. Out to Madueke, over on that far side, hugging the touchline. Back to Konsa. Now Stones. Now Anderson. England just keeping the ball here. Short passing inside the Norwegian half. Norway not really engaging in any kind of press at all. Just sitting back in their shape. This is Declan Rice. Anderson feeds it through to Bellingham, who's been definitely England's star man in this competition so far. Long crossfield ball by Rice, and that's intercepted by the head of Ryerson. Heads it downfield, but Gahey gets to it first and wins the throw-in off Ødegaard. England take it quickly again. Anderson into the feet of Harry Kane, who drops deep, then swivels, tries to play a long ball through the middle for the run of Bellingham, but it sails over his head and into the grateful arms of Neeland, who releases it quickly. And now Norway coming down this left-hand side. Moller-Wulfer back in field to Hegem. Now the captain, Ødegaard. And now Sanderberger, Ryerson on this near side, but that's a loose ball, only finds Nico O'Reilly. Gahey to Anderson. Now Anthony Gordon trying to cut in field on this near side, but Ryerson has won the ball off him, and now they can break forward here, and it's a ball through the middle there from Sorloth, who pinched the ball off Gordon, but he couldn't pick out Haaland, who was on the shoulder there of Mark Gahey. Teammates, of course, at Manchester City. That's what makes this game so fascinating. A lot of Premier League players out there on the pitch, and even those that aren't have played in the Premier League. The likes of Harry Kane, of course, and Anthony Gordon, who has gone to La Liga. David Moller-Wulfer played for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Ayer at Brentford. So a lot of these players will know each other very well, which makes it even more intriguing. That's why I said before the game, it's almost like a kind of a Premier League game, this, for all intents and purposes. Here's Gahey now for England, inside the centre circle. Now this is John Stones, takes it up to the halfway line, squares it across to Elliot Anderson. Good ball out to this left-hand side. First time ball by O'Reilly, infield to find Gordon. He's done well to win that ball. Kane gets the header, back out to O'Reilly on this near side. Now here's Anderson again. Diagonal ball, and it's a beauty. All the way to the other side of the pitch, brought down. Well, the flag's gone up, though, against Madueke, which is slightly disappointing. So that will be a free kick to Norway. It's been a bright start from England, knocking the ball around very nicely. And that's the fascinating thing about this competition. Every game is different. Every opposition poses a different equation. But it certainly won't be one of those games where the team comes to park the bus. Norway certainly won't be doing that. As the sun pokes its nose out through. Now the flick on header. Norway almost get to that inside the box. They get the ball across to Haaland. He flicks it back in across the edge of the box, but England defend it. And now they can try and get out with Bellingham. He's done really well there. In fact, he's won a free kick for his team. But that's the first time Norway have been inside the England box. Flick on header there from Sanderberger, another Premier League player, of course, at Fulham. Clement Turpin, vastly experienced French referee, just having a chat there with Martin Ødegaard. England take the free kick quickly. This is Anderson, who is now a Manchester City player, although he is yet to play for them, having signed from Nottingham Forest. Now here's Declan Rice, another player who England was sweating on the fitness on. Now Gordon trying to take it away round Ryerson, but he can't quite manage it. But England do get the ball back off the Dortmund right back. Now here's Stones. And England once again just commanding possession of the ball here. Knocking it around. It's very patient stuff from the three Lions. Gahey, Stones. Now Konsa. Rice out to Konsa again. Now Bellingham over on that far side. Back in field it comes again to John Stones. Long diagonal ball, and he's picked out Gordon there, but it was a bit too much on that ball, and Gordon had to head it back in field, and it went straight to Sorloth. Not much Gordon could do about that. Sorloth now going down this right-hand side, but that's great work from O'Reilly. Pinches the ball off the big man. Not a winger at all. He's a target man, but they're sticking with him out there on that wide right. A lot of people have said that Oscar Bobb should be there, but he's been asked to do that job, Sorloth. And Sola Stalbacken sticking with it. England again just knocking it around, short passes. You're listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this quarter-final between Norway and England. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. 0-0 coming up to the 10th minute. Nothing major to report as of yet, but England definitely dominating possession. Kane floats a lovely ball out to Madueke over on that far side, chests it down, but again, the referee is blown up. Is that offside once again? Yes, it must have been. That's twice now in quick succession. Madueke's been called offside. Ball back at the feet of Neeland. Floats it out to the left-hand side. This is Mollewolfer being pressured there. In fact, loses the ball over on that far side. That was good work from Madueke. Ball now back at the feet of John Stones, just outside the England penalty area. And now Gahey will bring it up to the edge of the centre circle. Anderson, good ball down through the gap into this left-hand side. O'Reilly cuts in field, but that's a great tackle. Is dispossessed there, and now Norway can break down this near side. This is Sorloth, but he puts the brakes on the halfway line, sends it back to Ajer. Just a little glimpse of a counter there from Norway, but that looked promising there when O'Reilly cut in field, but it was an excellent tackle from Patrick Berg. And now Norway have the ball. Maybe they'll just want to knock it around a little bit inside their own half. They've not seen a lot of it in this game. Here's the blonde-haired Ryerson. Now Sorloth with his back to the halfway line, plays it back to Ryerson. He squares it infield to Christopher Ajer. Ødegaard drops deep. That's a loose touch from him. No one anywhere near him, so he got away with it. Now Ryerson once again. Back to Ajer. Edge of his own penalty area. Ball with the outside of his boot out to that right-hand side. Gathered in by Patrick Berg of Bodo Glimt. The game just gone into a little bit of a lull here now. Norway themselves now deciding they're going to enjoy a bit of possession inside their own half. It's a very cagey start so far. Norway just knocking it across their back four. Playing England at their own game here, and again England not really engaging in the press as of yet. But that's a loose ball out to the left hand side, but it comes off Konsa and goes out for a Norwegian throw, which they take quickly. This is Patrick Berg, halfway inside his own half, just nudges it forward. And now it's at the feet of Thorbjørn Heggem of Bologna. Game's really slowed down now. It's like walking football, this at the moment. Just needs something exciting to happen. Here's Julian Ryerson down this near side. Sorloth again does well with his back to the halfway line, shielding the ball. He gets it back. Comes back to Ryerson down this near side. Now Christopher Ajer. Long ball out to the far side, but that's gone sailing over the head of Berg, and it will go out for an England throw. See Venus Williams in the crowd there, enjoying a cold glass of champagne in the stands. Wonder who she's cheering for. Now then, here's Elliot Anderson, brings it forward for England. Every white shirt now inside the Norwegian half. This is Bellingham. Very cagey start to this game. 13 and a half gone. Neither side created a chance at all at the moment. Just feeling each other out. Just having little periods of possession. Lots of short passing, but it is very stultified at the moment. Ball floated out to Madueke over on that far right hand side. This time he stays on side. Nudges it back to Konsa. Konsa back to Madueke. Now back to Konsa again. Infield it comes. This is Gehi. Halfway inside the Norwegian half. Well, it's all a bit tippy-tappy at the moment. England doing what Norway have just done for a couple of minutes. Little short passes, but nothing really happening. This is Konsa. Now Madueke over on that right-hand side, but they're doubling up on him. Always the tactic with the wide men. But England just happy just to knock it around. Lots of short passing going on again, but literally there is nothing happening here. Nothing to see here, as the saying goes. And we've played almost 15 minutes. 0-0 here in Miami. I'm Joe Mills. This is the quarter-final. Norway 0, England 0. This is Declan Rice out to the far side again to Madueke, who's hugging that far touchline. Back in field to his Arsenal teammate Rice. Now this is Stones. Diagonal ball out to Gordon on this left side. Bit of space for the Barcelona man, and he gets around Ryerson, and he's won a corner for England. The first one of the evening. Ryerson is telling the referee he was having his shirt tugged there. But the Liverpudlian Gordon has won the first corner of the game. And there's David Beckham in the stands, England legend of course, and the owner of the Inter Miami club. He was at the England training session yesterday. They were using the Inter Miami facilities. So Rice with the corner on this near side now. First one of the game. He has got such a fantastic delivery. In it comes. Well, I say that was a poor one. Didn't beat the man at the near post. It flicks off the boot of Ryerson. Squirts out to the far side of the field and goes out for an England throw. That was not a great corner from Declan Rice. Well, England need to get a move on here. They've dropped the ball at the feet of Konsa. You only get 5 seconds. Takes it quickly to the feet of Anderson. Now Stones. This is Rice. Edge of the centre circle in centre field. Out to Gordon on this near left-hand side for England. Switches it onto his right foot. Just dinks it infield to Declan Rice. But again, Norway just holding in their defensive shape. It is a chess match at the moment. Madueke infield in towards the edge of the penalty area, but Norway defend that well, but the ball comes back out and England will gather it in again. Rice has it again in centre field. Puts his foot on the ball, has a look up. This is O'Reilly. It is very, very pedestrian this at the moment. Very cagey indeed. Floated out to Gordon on this near side. Brings the ball down neatly. Comes infield on his right foot. Whips a ball into the area. Headed away by Ayer on the edge of the 6-yard box. But England will get the ball back. They have it again with Declan Rice. This is Konsa. Now Stones. Now Gehi once more. All the white shirts inside the Norwegian half. Bellingham. Now Gordon on this near side. Plays it down the line for the overlapping run of Elliot Anderson. He nudges it back to the feet of O'Reilly. His soon-to-be Manchester City teammate. Lovely ball floated out to Madueke over on that far right-hand side. He tries to take it in field, but Moller-Wolfer blocks his path. Sheldrup blocks his path. Will be a throw-in for England taken quickly. Back upfield it comes to the feet of Declan Rice. 18 minutes gone, still goalless here in Miami. Very cagey stuff here between England and Norway. Who's going to blink first? Now Declan Rice has it, halfway inside the Norwegian half. Short ball to Bellingham. Now back to Stones. Now Gehi. Gordon on this near side. Ryerson gets up in his face. He knocks it infield to Nico O'Reilly. Stones again. comes out to this near side. Anderson plays the ball round the back for the run of Gordon. He has it now at the side of the penalty area. Two men marking him. Back to Anderson. He whips a ball into the area. Oh, and it floats through just over the head of Jude Bellingham and out for a goal kick. Almost got it, a flick header there, the Real Madrid man. There's a decent ball in there from Anthony Gordon. Just did enough there. Bellingham in the middle. And it was Surloth. Just feeling his shoulder there, Bellingham. That's practically the closest England have come. Goal kick taken short. Moller-Wulfer, long ball up to the halfway line. Rice wins the header. But Bellingham can't gather it in. In fact, he's giving away a free kick. About 10 yards short of the centre circle in centre field. 19 and a half gone. 0-0. Just to remind you that you are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this quarter-final clash. And make sure that you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. Norway have given the ball away inside their own half. Kane tried to fashion a ball in to Bellingham, who was making a run into the box, but it was blocked by Ayer. Norway clear it downfield. Stones will gather it in. And now Gahey, just shy of the halfway line. Now just ventures in to the Norwegian half. Now out to Madueke over on that far side. Ball straight back to Konsa. It really is very attritional stuff right now. This is Gahey, just walks the ball forward. It is like, this is walking, he's stopped completely now, Gahey. This is ridiculous, really, at the pace this game's being played at. And I mean, I'm assuming it's very warm down there. There's no bright sunshine, but it's certainly very pedestrian, the pace of this game. Gahey once more for England, knocks it forward to Bellingham. Bellingham straight back to Gahey, now back to Bellingham. Well, there's just no way through at the moment, and Norway not interested in pressing England. They're just happy for them to have it, because England are not really doing much with it. This is Stones, given all the time in the world to float it out to O'Reilly on this near side. Ball comes back infield to Gahey, now back to his City teammate O'Reilly. And again, just walking it forward, no one engaging him. Stones, now Konsa. Back to Stones, edge of the centre circle. This is O'Reilly again, in centre field, halfway inside the Norwegian half. Plays it to Anderson. Now it comes out to Gordon on this near side. Again, Ryerson right up in his face. Knocks it infield. First time whipped in by O'Reilly towards the back post, but it bounced over the head of Madueke. And Moller-Wulfer clears it downfield, chested down by John Stones, who then rolls it back to the feet of Jordan Pickford, who traps it with his foot just outside his area. We're coming up to the hydration break soon, and it has been pretty turgid stuff so far. This is Madueke. Neither keeper been called into action at all so far. Now Gahey just trickles the ball downfield into the Norway half, gets it back off Elliot Anderson. Anderson again, out to O'Reilly on this near side. Now he knocks it infield, gets the return ball from Gordon. Cross comes in from the byline, but it's a little bit heavy. Picked up by Madueke. He fires it back across the 6-yard box. Oh, dear me. O'Reilly was there on the edge of the 6-yard box, but he couldn't quite get enough on it. And it's cleared out for a throw-in for England. That's the closest they've come. That is the hydration break. Well, we played almost 23 minutes, and it's been pretty dire stuff, I have to say, so far. That's the best real moment of the game. But the ball, it was a cut-back ball from the byline from Madueke, but it went behind O'Reilly, and he couldn't quite get his body in the right position. But, yeah, we now have the hydration break. 0-0 here in Miami. And there really is nothing to report. I mean, England have dominated the possession, to be fair, but have not really done much with it at all. It's been very pedestrian stuff, and you're just really just waiting for the game to burst into life. I mean, it badly needs something to happen, and obviously that would be a goal. You know, it needs to spark something into life, because this game has really not caught fire at all at the moment, which is a shame. But it's tournament football. There's so much on the line here. Neither side wants to make a mistake, and that's what we're witnessing at the moment. It is very, very cagey, to say the least. But England are definitely dominating possession of the ball, but they're finding it very difficult to break Norway down. I did think that Norway would come out a little bit more positive than they have so far, but they just seem to want to just sit back and soak everything up, and they've really offered nothing. We see it a lot with Haaland. He's not had a touch really, but we know what he's like. He can not have a touch for 80 minutes and then he pops up and gets the one that counts. But as things stand, as the players just taking on the fluids now, goalless so far here in Miami. You get a feeling it could be one of those nights. It's going to be a tense, tight affair. Hopefully it will be decided within the 90. Although I can imagine a few publicans in the UK will be more than happy if it goes to extra time. Anyway, the players now have refreshed themselves and have had some instructions from the head coaches and are about to head back out onto the pitch to resume the game. I was talking about Haaland not having a touch, really. Harry Kane's barely had a touch of the ball either, to be fair. So hopefully, we have seen in this competition after the hydration break that sometimes things pick up a little bit after the coaches have had a word. But we shall see. At the moment, it's been pretty vanilla, to say the least. So, the players now are back out there. It will be a throw-in to England on this near side, taken quickly to the feet of O'Reilly. Anderson, infield to Declan Rice. Now Madueke over on that far right-hand side again, doubling up on him, and again he doesn't get past. They take the ball off him. This is Moller-Wulfer, nudges it forward. Now Berg, infield. Haaland gets a touch finally, albeit with his back to goal on the halfway line. Knocks it back in towards his own goal. Oh, and now Norway have lost, lost the ball in their own half. It was a poor ball back to Berger. It came off him and out for a throw, and England take it quickly. Bellingham fouled on the edge of the box. This will be a free kick for England. Christopher Ayer with the foul. And this is a really good chance now for the Three Lions. Just, he held his ground there, Ayer, but Bellingham brought down, it was a foul. Now then, this could present itself to be very much the best chance so far of the game. It's around about 24 yards out to the right of the goal. Norway constructing a 4 or 5 man wall. Are we going to get the draft excluder? I think we are. But this is in a good spot for England. Kane, Madueke standing over the ball. 4 man wall for Norway plus draft excluder. A 5 man wall actually. 2 England players to the side of that wall. Kane or Madueke. 28 minutes gone. This is a pivotal moment in the competition. Now, here is Kane. He steps up and drills it over the bar. Well, he puffs out his cheeks. It was on target, but it was too high. Not always easy to get the ball up and down from there. He went to the side of the wall with that free kick, looking for the top left-hand corner. Not a breath of wind in the stadium, which is why it is incredibly sultry. Goal kick taken short. Now Heggem will bring it forward for Norway and does well, gets it up to the halfway line. Now out to this near side to Sheldrup, the Benfica man. Infield now to Ayer. Ødegaard drops deep, squares it across to Sander Berge. Now to Ødegaard. He'll bring it up to the halfway line, puts the brakes on. Short ball to Berge. Now across to Patrick Berg over on that far side. Now Andreas Sheldrup. Infield it comes again. Back to the feet of Christopher Ayer. Now this is Julian Reierson. Back to Ayer. And once again, Norway just happy to knock it around. Short passes inside their own half. It's not an edifying spectacle. Let's just put it that. I mean, literally, Heggem there has just stood with the ball for about 10 seconds and no one went anywhere near him. He just stood there, did nothing. Sorloth back to Reierson. Now Ødegaard. Inside the England half now. They try and come down this right-hand side. This is Sorloth. Works it back onto his left foot. Ball comes back infield. Tried a little flick there, appealing for a handball on the edge of the semicircle there, Norway, but nothing happening. Ødegaard flicks the ball into the area, but Pickford quickly off his line. And we've got the rowing going on now from the Norwegian fans. I think they must be bored. So I think they just thought, well, we better get some ergonomics in, because it really is pretty dull at the moment, this game. Back at the feet of Pickford. Downfield up to the halfway line, headed down by Gordon to the feet of O'Reilly. Gordon gets it back, tries to nudge it down that side. It comes off the boot and of Ayer. England take the throw in quickly. Comes back to Gordon. He's fouled there by Reierson on this near side. He stays down too, does Gordon. It will be a free kick for England. Reierson making a gesture that utterly ridiculous, that he's saying that wasn't a foul. I think he might be right too. I think he might have got the ball there. Making big gestures with his arms. Anyway, just over half an hour gone. Free kick to England on this near side, halfway inside the Norwegian half. All the players pretty much camped on the 18-yard line. And it will be Declan Rice to take this free kick for England. He is the set-piece expert. Now then, Bellingham and Haaland just tussling there and having a laugh. So, Rice whips the ball. Again, it's poor. Doesn't straight to a red shirt and it's headed away. That's two set-pieces now from Declan Rice and they've both been really poor. Here is Rice again now for England. Well, he's not been well in the build-up to this game. Knocks it back to Gahey. Two poor set pieces there from Declan Rice. Edge of the centre circle. Konsa gets it back off Gahey. Goes across to Stones over on that far side. Looks like he's peeled out to right back at the moment. Now Gahey. This is Nico O'Reilly. Now Declan Rice back to Mark Gahey. Back inside his own area. Squares it across to Pickford. Ooh, that was a bit of a hairy moment there as he passed it out to that far right hand side. They were bearing down on him very quickly there. This is Konsa. England happy to play it. Oh, they've given it away inside their own box, but got away with it there. That was a loose ball. And Pickford off his line very quickly before it went through to Haaland. Cannot afford that. You cannot mess around with the ball inside your own box. Now Gordon has been dispossessed inside the Norwegian half. Here comes Ødegaard. That was a really dangerous moment for England there. really sloppy play, and that'll be a warning. Rierson tussling with Gordon. The Dortmund man gets away from him. This is Sorloth on this near side. Sends it back to the feet of Ajer. Now Tjorborn Hegem. This is Ødegaard. And again, Norway just happy to keep the ball inside their own half. Ajer across to Hegem. Now Moller-Wulfer. Over on that far right-hand side. Knocks it short ball infield. This is Patrick Berg up to the halfway line. Again, England not interested in any kind of press. Out to Rierson now on this near side. A little bit of space. Knocks it back to Ødegaard. And again, it's walking football once more. Ajer squares it across to the other side of the centre circle. Hegem. Moller-Wulfer over on that far side. This is Berg. Tries to go infield, sends it back to the halfway line. Sander Berger. And now Ødegaard once more. England laying very deep at the moment inside their own half. Good ball from Ødegaard out to this near side. Space now for Rierson. He will get the cross into the area. Haaland's header straight at Pickford. First effort on target from either side, and it's Haaland with it. England release the ball quickly. Kane is fouled, but the referee not interested. Norway have it inside the England half. Kane stays down out to this far side, edge of the box now. Ball whipped in. Oh, it's gone in. It's packed. It's Andreas Schjelderup from the far left-hand side, and it's gone straight into the top corner. What a finish from Schjelderup. England complaining there was a foul on Kane. That has come out of absolutely nowhere. Andreas Schjelderup on that left-hand side. It looked to me like it was an attempted cross, and it's gone straight into the top right-hand corner over the arm of Jordan Pickford. Well, that is a foul on Kane by Patrick Berg in back play. Will they look at this? It came out to Schjelderup on that far left-hand side. Tight angle. And he's done Pickford. And it's gone in off the far left-hand post. And into the goal. What a strike from Schjelderup. But is this going to stand? Oh, Pickford should do better there. Norway have offered absolutely nothing in this game. Have they got the lead here? Kane was down in back play, holding up his arm, holding his left knee. Has Andreas Schjelderup of Benfica stunned them? We still don't know if this is going to stand. Our pictures are not showing what's happening down on the pitch. I don't know if this has got... I don't think... well, it stands. The goal stands. And England are trailing here in Miami. 37 minutes gone. And Andreas Schjelderup with the goal. Wow, this game needed a goal. And England now are going to have to get their act together. Flicked header by Kane. Bellingham goes down in the area, but the referee not interested. 37 minutes gone. Norway 1, England 0 here in Miami. And now England, well, is that a foul by Sorloth there? He stayed down, O'Reilly, landed really heavily. Went up for the header. Was he taken out by, yeah, just a little nudge from Sorloth. And O'Reilly, oh, he's come down really heavily on his shoulder and his elbow. But thankfully he's back up on his feet. But England have absolutely dominated possession in this first half, and they find themselves 1-0 down. A wonder strike from Schjelderup. The sun is now out. But England trail here in Florida. Long ball out to Madueke. He chests it down, but it's only into the path of Moller-Wulfer. But he does well to win the ball back. But England need to wake up here now. I mean, Norway have offered absolutely nothing until that happened, but England have offered very little themselves. This is Gordon on this near side. Tries to get round Rierson. Foul, though, on the Dortmund man from Anthony Gordon. And it will be a free kick. 38.5 minutes gone. Norway 1, England 0. You are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this quarter-final between Norway and England. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. Free kick, which Orland Nieland will take, come out of his area. He launches it long downfield. Haaland tussling there, goes into the box, chested down. Sorloth has a shot, but it's gone over the bar. And Pickford raging at his defence. Suddenly England look a bit wobbly here. It was a turn and volley, chested it down, Sorloth. That's what he's good at. He's a big target man. Well, Pickford again, they took the goal kick short and almost gave it away. They have lost possession. What are they doing, England, there? Shot comes in. Ødegaard saved at his near post by Pickford. But that's a self-inflicted wound from England there. It could have been. Again, faffing around with the ball. These short goal kicks are just absolute nonsense. Just go long with it. They roll it out now. Here's O'Reilly. But learn lessons, please. Gordon. Now O'Reilly. And suddenly Norway full of confidence here. Pickford, edge of his 6-yard box. Now Stones. Almost 40 minutes gone. Norway 1, England 0. Declan Rice. Now Nico O'Reilly. England have been really poor in this game, I have to say. They've offered very little indeed. It's been very turgid, and they have to wake up here. They really do, because it's so slow. And again, really poor ball from Gehi. There's no movement, there's no energy, there's nothing. This is Madueke. And you're 1-0 down here. Let's see if they can provide a response. Flick round the corner by Bellingham, but he can't find Kane. That's intercepted. Flick ball downfield by Ødegaard, but it will only find John Stones. He chests it down. But it's a heavy touch from Stones, and he takes it out for a throw-in for Norway over on the far side. Almost 41 minutes gone. England are really struggling here. And Norway have the lead. They've been poor themselves, I'll be fair. But it's taken an absolute wonder strike, and it was going to take something like that to break the deadlock, because neither side have offered anything in terms of entertainment so far. Ball chipped downfield, looking for Bellingham on the halfway line. But it's intercepted. England are going to get a free kick, though. It was a foul by Ryerson. Taken quickly. But England have blown hot and cold in this tournament, and this has just been a really very, very average performance. And I'll say that about both teams, to be fair. It's been a woeful game. But Norway have the lead. But England here, just again, it's all tippy-tappy, no movement, no energy, no width. And it's quite disconcerting. Here's Anderson, gets on the ball. Now Declan Rice. There's just no response from England here. None whatsoever. Bellingham. Back to Stones, edge of the centre circle. Now Gehi. 3 minutes remaining of normal time. Gordon on this near side. Back onto his right foot. Infield it comes into Elliot Anderson. But again, it's ponderously slow. It is so slow. This is Anderson once more, but it's just going sideways. There's nothing happening here. Absolutely nothing happening. And it's now back towards the edge of the centre circle. This is dire from England, I have to say. It really is. Gehi comes forward. That's a loose ball, but Rice just gets to it in the nick of time. Out to Madueke, over on that far right-hand side. But again, England taking the ball back up towards the halfway line. Bellingham again tries to feed it through for Kane, but it's easily intercepted. And now Norway will break downfield. England player goes down in back play. Now then, it's counter-attack here. 2-on-1, edge of the box. This is Sorloth onto his left foot. tries to get a shot away, takes a big deflection and up into the arms of Jordan Pickford. But England, there was nobody home there, and Norway have wasted a good opportunity. England desperately need half-time here. They really do. This is Anderson. It's not good enough, this. This is a team ranked 4th in the world. And it's just been absolutely vanilla, this, from England. Gordon on this near side. There's been no response to going behind here. Cuts infield. Out to Madueke on that far side. Now, side of the penalty area. Tries to get across, and he does, and it's headed out for a corner by by Hegem at the near post. 44 minutes gone. Mick Jagger in the crowd. He likes to get to these games, but my goodness me. They want something to get enthused about, because England have been absolutely woeful in this first half. Corner, and it needs to be a good one. Rice's set pieces so far have been nowhere near his usual standard. So, final 30 seconds of normal time in this first half. Rice with the corner over on that far right hand side. Out swinging corner, in it comes. Well, Bellingham can't control it, balloons back out to Rice, and then the offside flag goes up very late. That is poor. That is really poor again from England. Excuse me. It really is. It's naive. Yeah, it came off Bellingham, back to Rice. He was offside. It was a very late flag, to be fair. But England will contend, and I think that was a foul on Harry Kane in the build-up to that Norwegian goal. But whichever way you slice it, England have been absolutely woeful in this first half. Norway haven't been much better, and it's taken that absolute wonder strike from Andreas Schjelderup to divide the two teams. 4 minutes of added time. Long ball downfield now. Bit of space for Gordon. Edge of the penalty area. Now to the byline. Has he won a corner? No, he's not. It's a goal kick. That's rubbish. That's not good enough. We've seen again, England's wide players have been completely ineffectual in this first half. Completely ineffectual. And it's a big half-time talk coming up for Thomas Tuchel, because this England team have just not turned up at all. This is Anderson. Now Gordon down this near side. Puts the break. Good ball towards the edge of the air. Here's Bellingham now. Shot! 1-1! Brilliant from Bellingham. Fed into the penalty area. He picked it up. Left-footed shot. Tight angle. And he's drilled it into the bottom right-hand corner from 8 yards out. He is the man. England have been absolutely dreadful in this first half. But Jude Bellingham, he's been the difference every time for this English team. And finally, they get a bit of width on the left-hand side. The ball comes in from Gordon, and he came steaming onto that Bellingham. Brilliant touch. And it was a tight angle over on the left side of the penalty area, and he drilled it back across the face of goal into the bottom right-hand corner. Good ball. He took it away there. Fantastic first touch from Bellingham, and then an exquisite finish back across, and Neeland just couldn't react in time. Norway won, England won just before half-time, but it's papering over the cracks. Bellingham, the man again for the Three Lions, gets away from Hegem and gets that all-important goal. And what a time to get it as well, because England were going into the sheds there, having been so poor. Stoller Salbakken is fuming on the touchline there, throws his bottle of water hard into the ground. He knows that his team have given away a precious lead there. So, one apiece. And we have just over 90 seconds remaining of this added time. And now suddenly England look full of energy now, coming forward down this left-hand side. Ball finds its feet at Harry Kane. Tries a long-range shot, and it's saved at his near post from 35, 40 yards out there by Neeland. And it's amazing what a goal does. 3 minutes of the added 4 gone. 5 goals for Jude Bellingham in this World Cup. Brilliant stuff. But England need to be better. Norway need to be better in the second half. They really do. Neeland has the ball at his feet. I'm sure he'll now be just happy to run the clock down. Norway will lose the ball inside the England half. Now then, Gordon has space down this left-hand side. He comes down here now. Got to get a move on here, England. Time is ticking down. Up against Ayer. Sends the ball back to the feet of Anderson. Very little time for England now. They've got to get the ball into the edge of the area. They do. Nudge through. Kane chips it over. It's 2-1. The flag's gone up. The flag has gone up against Harry Kane. Oh, goodness me. They worked the ball to the edge of the area. That was much better from England there. It was a little flick through. Yeah, just half a yard offside there. Brilliant again from Bellingham. Nudged it through the line. Neelan was quickly off his line and Kane just chipped it over him from the edge of the 6-yard box, but he was half a yard offside, the England captain. That is half-time here in Miami. Well, what was a largely awful first half burst into life. Sheldrup with that goal. England were offering very little and then they came to life just on the end of the half. Sheldrup got the goal on 36. Bellingham equalised in the 47th minute. Kane had the ball in the goal with the last kick of the first half, but it was ruled offside. But we need better in the second half. Half time here in Miami. Norway 1, England 1. We'll be back in 15. Do not go away. Well, welcome back to the Miami Stadium. I'm Joe Mills. This is a quarter-final encounter between Norway and England here. It's 1-1 at half-time, a game which really was pretty turgid for the most part. And then a sort of goal out of the blue for Norway from Schjelderup. From the left-hand side, a long-range raking strike in off the post. Really stunned England. But Jude Bellingham, the man himself, got the equaliser. Kane found the net as well, right on the stroke of half-time, but it was ruled out as offside. But both teams need to do more in the second period. It's not been a spectacle at all, but so much riding on this. Norway all in red with the off-centre blue cross trimmed with white. England all in white, trimmed with red and blue. England will have kick-off in this second half. They'll be playing from left to right. Clément Turpin of France is the match official. It is incredibly warm. There's no sun out there, but it is incredibly warm down there. That might account for the very slow pace to the game. Very humid here in Florida. Norway now making their way out onto the pitch. England not far behind them. Erling Haaland tosses a water bottle down onto the playing surface at the side as Norway now make their way out from the corner tunnel into the stadium. Big 45 minutes coming up for both these teams. Doesn't appear as if the coaches have made any changes during the half-time break. Packed house here in Miami. Who will prevail and go through to the semi-final to face either Argentina or Switzerland, who will play later in the day. And I think England have actually made a change. Eberechi Eze is about to come on for the Three Lions. I think it might be for Declan Rice, who looked way off it in that first half. We know he's not been well leading up to this. In fact, it's going to be a double change. We're going to see Bukayo Saka coming on for Noni Madueke, who was pretty anonymous in that first half. So Saka comes on, and it is Declan Rice who is going to come off. He obviously was not firing at all. And his Arsenal teammate Eberechi Eze will come on. So Thomas Tuchel takes decisive action. Double two Arsenal men on, Eze and Saka. Rice, well, two Arsenal men on, two Arsenal men off, Rice and Madueke. No changes, it appears, for the Norwegian side. So, here we go. I'm Joe Mills, thank you for your company. Hold on to your hats. This is the second half now of this quarter-final. Let's hope for a little bit more excitement than we got in the first half, although it did liven up towards the end of that first period. And two very positive changes made by Thomas Tuchel there, because England were really poor in that first. In fact, both teams were, let's be honest. Anyway, we're back underway. Comes back to Pickford. Long ball downfield from the Everton stopper. Direct play from England straight away. Norway defended on the edge of their own box. This is Berg. Feeds it to Schjelderup down this near side. It goes out, though, for an England throw. Ball went out of play. Norwegians not overly thrilled with that decision. Konsa takes the throw in quickly. Infield it comes to Elliot Anderson. This is Mark Gahey. England just need to move the ball quicker. It's been so ponderous in that first half, and already they're moving the ball around much more quickly. O'Reilly, infield it comes. Ball chipped down the left-hand side for the run of Gordon. He brings it down, cuts in field, gets away from his man, gets away from the second man. Foul comes in. England have got a free kick here. Foul on Kane, and this is in a good spot too. 23 yards out, just to the left of the posts. There's a foul by Fulham's Sander Berge on Harry Kane. And England already look a lot more lively. I think they've had a bit of a roasting at half-time from Thomas Tuchel. They have come out a lot more positive in this second period. So Kane and Eze standing over the ball. Rice clearly not. He's been fighting a virus all week and he looked way off it in that first half. But, I mean, credit to him for giving it a go. Eze standing over this for England. Again, it's a 5-man wall. This could be his first touch, actually, since coming on. And what an opportunity for him here to make his mark. 47 minutes gone. Kane and Eze standing over him, but it looks like it will be the Arsenal man who will be taking this free kick. Draft excluder in place as well for Norway. So Eberechi Eze steps up, hits the ball, it takes a deflection, and it actually came off the back of Harry Kane and goes out for a goal kick. Disappointment for England. Yeah, Kane just the side of, well, it's actually hit Anthony Gordon, I beg your pardon. Nothing he could do there, Gordon, couldn't get out of the way. Just caught him on the shoulder blade and ballooned out for a goal kick. Norway take a short goal kick. This is Hegem. And he goes long downfield, flick on header by Haaland, up in the air. Gehi wins the second ball, tries to find Saka on this near side. England's wide men need to do more in this second half than they did in the first. Same for Norway as well, I'll be honest. Ball comes back here now to the feet of Hegem. Squares it across to Ayer. 48 minutes gone. 1-1 here in Miami. This is Torbjorn Hegem. Opts to go forward. Nudges it to his left to Moller Wulfer, who brings it back in field and then rolls it back to the feet of Ørjan Nyland. Long clearance out to this far right hand side, brought down by Sørloth, just short of the halfway line. Ryerson back to Ayer. And now Norway have it once again. England not interested in any kind of press. It is incredibly warm down there. Team's just trying to conserve their energy. This is Sheldrup, the Norway goal scorer, on this near side. Back to Berg. And now Torbjorn Hegem. He's literally just stood over the ball, doing nothing. Now, ball down this near side here for the run of Moller Wulfer, trying to get in round the back here of Saka, and he's taken that ball out of play, the Wolves man. That will be an England throw on this near side. Well, he's protesting, but he clearly took the ball out of play there, David Moller Wulfer. Saka doing his job. 49.5 minutes gone. Norway 1, England 1 in this quarter-final clash. And remember, you are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this quarter-final game. And of course you can follow this match on your local, regional or national TV broadcaster. Ball back at the feet of Nyland. Eze chases it down. Nyland then launches it long downfield, looking for the run of Haaland, but it goes all the way through to his opposite number, Pickford. Gathers it on the edge of his box. Long, booming, overarm throw out to that far left-hand side. And it's gathered in. Now England come forward here with Jude Bellingham. Floats the ball to the other side of the pitch. Gathered in by Bukayo Saka. He's not really caught fire in this tournament, Saka. I don't think he's been fully fit. Hence not starting today. This is Konsa. Now Saka once again. Cuts infield on that left foot. This is John Stones. Now Konsa. Again it slows down. Infield it comes again. Anderson squares it across to Gehi. Now Gordon. Good ball round the back for the run here of Nico O'Reilly. But he's pushed out to that far touchline, loses the ball too. And now Norway will look to break down this far right-hand side. Ball comes infield, Haaland, little nudge, but it's only going to find Eberechi Eze. Now England can break downfield here. Eze out wide to Saka on this right-hand side of the penalty area. He cuts in on his left foot, tries a shot, it's blocked. And it falls kindly for Norway, who exit down this near side. But England have looked a lot more positive in this second period than they did in the first. The Norwegians yet to really trouble Pickford in this second half. Hegem. Moller Wulfer. infield to Patrick Berg. He's got space here, and he goes roaring downfield into it as well. Haaland on the shoulder of the back there now. Space over on the far right-hand side. Sorloth into the penalty area. It's tipped over the bar by Pickford. It was a shot come cross from the Atletico Madrid man, but Pickford taking no chances and tipped it over the crossbar. I don't think it was going to trouble the goal, but Pickford wasn't to know that. So it will be a corner. Norway's first. 52 minutes gone. 1-1 here in Miami. The sweltering heat here in Florida. And it will be Martin Ødegaard with the corner for the Norwegians. First set piece that England have had to defend. So Ødegaard standing over the ball. It'll be an in-swinging corner from the captain. In it comes, and it's poor. Doesn't beat the man at the near post, who was Kane. He heads that out. This is Ryerson. He's got plenty of time to whip the ball back into the area. Flicked header by Haaland. Good save by Pickford down low at his near right post. And it's gone out for another corner. Yeah, just got in between Anderson and Stones there, Haaland. I don't think it was going in, but again, Pickford taking no chances. Got down low, tipped it round the post. Second corner in quick succession for Norway. 53 gone here. Norway 1, England 1. And this time it'll be Ryerson. That ball is not touching the white line. It drives me insane. And they're not checking it. No, or are they? No. No, and he's moved it back a millimetre and it's still not touching the white line. Just put it on the white line. It drives me mad. Corner comes in and it goes through everybody and out the other side. Well, it's taken a flick off an England player and it will be another corner for Norway over on the far side. I think it took a little flick off John Stones. Yes, it did. So 3 corners. Well, it's like buses, isn't it? They waited 53 minutes for a corner in Norway. Now they've had 3 inside 90 seconds. Ødegaard over on the far right-hand side. That ball is touching the line. I don't know why. I don't get this nonsense. Just put the ball on the line. That's why the line is there. It drives me up the wall. Ødegaard now. Third corner for Norway. Over on that far side. England on amber alert here. There's a player gone down in the area. Well, oh, what a save, and it's gone in! It's gone in, and it's Hegem! It was headed back into the area, and he stabbed it home from close range. Norway have retained. They've got the lead back, and England stunned again from the corner. Norway 2, England 1, and again is the controversy here. They haven't defended that set piece. Well, is this going upstairs? I think they're checking it. I think they're checking this. Oh, dear me. Third corner. England didn't deal with it. Flick on header to the back post, and Hegem was there at the back post to stab it home into the roof of the net. Elliot Anderson was shoved over there by Erling Haaland. England didn't deal with it. Was headed back towards the near post. Brilliant save from Pickford, and he palmed it out, and Hegem was there at the back post to hammer it home. But surely that was a foul on Anderson. Surely, by Haaland, as that corner came in. It was a brilliant save from Pickford, but nobody picked up Hegem at the back post. All the England arms went up. And again, I'm not sure what's happening here. Yeah, it's going up to VAR. I think this will get chalked off. There's a definite shove from Erling Haaland on Elliot Anderson as that corner was about to be taken. He shoved him over completely. Yeah, that's a foul. That is a foul for me. He shoved him over. 2 hands in the chest. And Anderson went crashing to the floor on his back. The referee has seen enough. I think he's going to chalk this off and England are going to be really lucky here. Well, you look at it one way, but it was definitely a foul there from Haaland. Referee clears everyone away and now speaks to the crowd. And I think this is going to be chalked off for Norway. And it is. It's chalked off. England have dodged a bullet there. Foul by Haaland on his soon-to-be Manchester City teammate. And the goal is ruled out. And England survive. A scary moment there, but it's just a shot across the bows again. But it was clearly a foul from Erling Haaland. Yeah, big shove in the chest of Anderson there. Pushed him to the floor. Trying to get away from him. And England survive. Haaland having a chat with his former teammate John Stones. Now Harry Kane talking with Clement Turpin. What's the outcome here? It's going to be another corner for Norway. Well, how is it another corner? Surely if the goal is ruled out, it's a foul inside the penalty area. That should be an England free kick. Well, I'm mystified. It's a corner again. Here's Ødegaard. England need to switch on. 58 minutes gone. Fourth corner in quick succession. Now it's whipped in again into the mix, but it goes through everyone out to the opposite side. And sliding tackle comes in there, and it's going to be a throw-in for Norway. It was good work from Sheldrup. It came off Bellingham's foot as he tried to exit the ball downfield. But I don't understand how that was another corner. Anyway, Rierson's gone down. He did come off in the last game with an injury, and he's clearly pulled up lame again here. The Borussia Dortmund man. He pulled up lame against Brazil, and Marcus Pedersen came on for him on that occasion. And it looks as if that'll be the case again, I would imagine. Alf-Inge Haaland, John Arne Riise up there. Two proud Norwegians, of course. John Arne Riise, former Liverpool man. Alfie Haaland, of course, the father of Erling Haaland. He was a City man. No, it's going to be Fredrik Osnes who's going to come on. Pours a bottle of water over his bald head. He's warm down there, particularly if you've got no hair. And Rierson comes off once again. Just a little bit of a moment here for the players again to take some fluids on board. They're not allowed to go to the dugout because it's not an official hydration break. That won't be too far away, I don't think. But England will be breathing a big sigh of relief there. Osnes comes on, Fredrik Osnes of Benfica. Throw into Norway on this near side. And it will be David Moller-Wulfer as we approach the hour mark. Still one apiece. Both teams have had goals ruled out. Eze, overhead kick, flops it over downfield. Now, can England break downfield now with Bellingham? But it's a heavy touch. But the ball breaks out to that far side. O'Reilly can't get to it in time. Ball played round the back of him here, but he recovers well. Nudges it to Gahey. Now Kane inside his own area there. And England on under the bit of the pump here. They play the ball downfield. That's good work shielding the ball there, but they've lost the ball, England, inside their own half. And it's fed all the way back to Hegem. And now back at the feet of Neeland, who's just outside of his penalty area. Long clearance downfield, looking for Haaland. But England win the header, but it comes back to Norway, halfway inside the England half. Out to that far right-hand side with Sorloth. Now Patrick Berg. And Norway now, having had that goal chalked off, they're starting to look more on the front foot here. They're looking more likely. England, at the moment, a little bit on the back foot. Norway enjoying more of the possession right now. This is Osnes. Now Hegem inside the centre circle, squares it across to Christopher Ayer. Now Martin Ødegaard. 61.5 minutes gone here in Miami. Norway 1, England 1. Harry Kane and Torbjørn Hegem have had goals disallowed in this game. Andreas Schjelderup and Jude Bellingham with the actual goals. And again, it's gone down to walking pace. Norway just have it on their back line, doing nothing with it, just standing on the ball really. And now they roll it back to Ørjan Nyland. So after that bit of a chaotic 10 minutes where Norway had 4 corners on the trot, we had the goal ruled out. It's now slowed down once again. This is Sorloth with his back to the halfway line, feeds it infield to Ødegaard, who's forced back towards the edge of his area by Bellingham, but plays a good ball through the middle. Now Berg comes forward up to the halfway line. Space over now on this right-hand side. A lot of gaps starting to open up now. This is Ornay. And Norway have it with Ødegaard over on that far side. Ornay again, tight to the touchline, comes back in field. Now Ødegaard once more. Sorloth. Again, Norway really dominating possession at the moment. England just sitting back in their shape, allowing Norway to knock it around. Not engaging at all. Here's Ødegaard, chips the ball down that right channel, but that's going to go out of play for a goal kick. 63 minutes gone. Well, the 2 changes made by Thomas Tuchel haven't really made that much of a difference at all so far. England have not kicked on at all in this second half. They've not really had much of the ball at all in the last 10-12 minutes. Norway have had all the possession really, but it does go in swings. This is Pickford now, long clearance downfield. Saka doesn't win that header, but it's headed out of play by Hegem, and it will be a throw-in for England on this near side, taken quickly by Ezri Konsa. Sun trying to poke its nose out through the clouds again. This is John Stones. 64 minutes gone here in Miami. Still Norway 1, England 1. You're listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this game. And make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. Referee blows his whistle. I think we're going to have a hydration break, are we? 64 minutes gone. Or maybe not. I don't know. The game seems to have just stopped. Now we're back underway. That was all a little bit strange. England have it with Gordon over on that far side. Back it comes into Gahey. Now Stones chips the ball. Now then, space for Gordon down this left-hand side, but he can't get to it in time. It goes out for a goal kick. And a rather disconsolate Gordon shrugs his shoulders and walks away. But England have offered very little in this second half after making what looked on the face of it 2 very positive changes with Saka and Eze. They've just not had an impact on the game at all so far. Norway now get themselves a throw-in on this near side. It's come off Saka as Moller Wolfer tried to come down this near side. But England need to get hold of the ball here. Norway have dominated it in the last 10-15 minutes, and England have not had a sniff in this second half. Throw from Moller Wolfer up to the halfway line. England then head the ball back into the Norwegian half. Foul comes in on Saka there. Ref not interested, but England win the ball back anyway. This is Elliot Anderson. Now it comes out to Gordon, who's in centre field. He's got space to run into here, and he gets it to the edge of the penalty area on that left-hand side. Now into the area, gets round his man, chips the ball into the area, and it falls to Kane at the back post, but he can't control the ball. Berg does well to clear it downfield. Haaland chasing this down. Pickford's come way out of his goal. Gives it back to Anderson, who's forced back towards the edge of the penalty area. That's the first time in quite a while that England have got the ball down at that end of the field and actually managed to get the ball into the Norwegian penalty area. This is Stones. 66.5 minutes gone. This game really is on a knife edge. Could go either way. This is Stones again. Squares it to Konsa. Norway have been the better team in this second half. They really have. This is Saka. Well, Antonio Nusa is going to come on now for Norway. I can only imagine it will be the goal scorer Schjelderup who'll make way. It was the only change made by Ståle Solbakken. In fact, it's going to be Alexander Sorloth. Well, actually, it's a double change. Sorloth, he's ploughing a lone furrow down there. He's not a winger. And Oscar Bob of Fulham is going to come on for him. I think both wide men are coming off. Yeah, Schjelderup and Sorloth coming off. And Bob and Nusa coming on for Norway. So 1-1, and it is the hydration break now. And, well, it's anybody's game at the moment, coming up to 68 minutes. Norway have been the better team in this second period. They've had the ball in the net. And it was chalked off for a shove in the penalty area by Erling Haaland. But England have offered very little in this second half. They've not had an attempt on target, which is very disappointing from them. They brought on Eze and Saka at half-time, and it's had no impact at all, really. None whatsoever. But you just get the feeling it's going to be one of those games that could probably be decided by a moment of brilliance by somebody, because, to be honest, both of these teams are pretty much cancelling each other out at the moment. As I said, Norway have been the better team in this second period and have had the ball in the back of the net, but England are still in this. They have got the ability, as we all know, but Harry Kane has had really nothing to work with at all this evening so far. But it only takes a split second, doesn't it? And we've seen that so many times, particularly with Erling Haaland, who looks like, you know, for a lot of time he's out of the game. And then he just pops up and does what he needs to do. So, hydration break coming to a close. We now enter the final quarter of this contest. Or is it? Or is it? Or are we heading for extra time, so on and so forth? We shall see. But it is an extremely tight game. But in the main, England have been largely disappointing in this game for me. They've not really looked threatening at all. They had that brief little moment there when Bellingham got the equaliser and then Kane had the ball in the net. But apart from that, they had a good 3 or 4 minutes, but they've been virtually anonymous in this second half. Norway have definitely been the better team. But we have seen several times the hydration break can change things. Reece James is coming on. Anthony Gordon is coming off. Now that is an interesting change. Be interesting to see now. So, Gordon off. So a winger comes off. The right back comes on. What's the thinking here? And we know that James can play in midfield, but well, we'll have to wait and see. Not featured for a couple of games, Reece James. England have had terrible problems with injuries in their defence. Livramento went home before the tournament started. A lot of people were surprised that there was no selection for the likes of Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw, Lewis Hall. Chalobah came in as a replacement. Konsa looks as if he's still playing in that right back position. This is Gahey, back to Jordan Pickford, has the ball at his feet, edge of the area, plays it out to Reece James, and nearly gave away the ball there, not out of trouble yet. First touch there for James, it was a loose one, looks like he's playing in that midfield area as the ball comes downfield, but Norway deal with it, flick round the corner from Oscar Bob. But England at the moment just look like they're treading water. Mollewolfer, now Ødegaard, Sander Berge, back to Hegem, this is Ayer. Now Berge once again, who's dropped into that back four, albeit briefly, out to Orsney over on that far right hand side. He rolls it back to the feet of Nieland, and now Torbjorn Hegem, edge of his penalty area, rolls it back to the feet of Nieland. 72 minutes gone, still 1-1 here. It has been a very, very cagey game, but largely England have been pretty disappointing, I have to say. Ball back at the feet of Nieland. Kane closes him down. He's given the ball away, Nieland, but it's chested down by Saka, but only to his Arsenal teammate Ødegaard. Comes back to Nieland again. Long ball downfield by the keeper. Gahey wins the header. Here's Eberechi Eze. Now Reece James squares it across to Ezri Konsa. Now this is Saka on this near side. Nudges it back in field. This is James again. Chips it into the area. It sails over the head of Eze. Headed away by Orsney. England try to recover it in centre field, but end up losing the ball. Now Norway will look to break. England player down in back play, but this is a long busting run here from Orsney down this right hand side, puts the brakes on, feeds it in field, it goes into the box here. This is danger for England, but that's a good tackle, and then it squirts through and it's gathered in by Pickford on the edge of the 6-yard box. And well, it was Mark Gahey who was down in back play in the Norway half. He felt that he was fouled. He's got a huge hole in the calf of his sock. Low kick downfield by Pickford, but that's poor. Goes all the way through to Nieland. He just nudges it back out again to the feet of Christopher Ayer. 74 minutes gone, still 1 apiece. But Norway still look the better team. This is the blonde-haired Nusa. Cuts infield, whips the ball over the top there. Good header as Haaland was lurking, but it's only come out to the far side of the penalty area. Haaland whips in the cross again, headed away, only come out to the feet of Nusa on the edge of the penalty area. Feeds it in, gets the ball back. Nusa now tries to cut in field off the boot of Konsa, and it will be a corner for Norway. England are struggling here. They really are on the back foot. Norway are asking all the questions right now. 74.5 minutes gone. John Terry and Ashley Cole up there in the stand. Thomas Tuchel, arms folded, chewing away there. Looks implacable as always. Patrick Berg will take this corner for the Norwegians over on this near side, as the clock ticks up to 75 minutes. England again got to be aware here. Well, the referee not happy with something that's happened inside the penalty area, having a word. So maybe we're ready now. This is another corner for Norway. This is Berg now with the corner on this near side. Whips the ball into the area. Punched away by Pickford. Orsney whips it back in. Head, oh, he hits the bar! And then headed over to the side. And then into the side netting. It's a goal kick. Oh, it came off the head of Ayer and hit the crossbar. England are clinging on here, I have to say. Desperate defending again at a set piece. Punched away by Pickford. Haaland whipped it back in, flicked header by Ayer onto the crossbar. It was hit into the ground by Orsney. It was actually, and then it, clearly beat Pickford there. The header from Ayer rattled the crossbar. And then Haaland couldn't steer it home from a very tight angle. This is Jude Bellingham now for England. This is Kane. barely been in the game, Harry Kane. England need to wake up here. 76 and a half gone. They have it over on the far side. They tried to feed it down the line for O'Reilly, but they get the throw in taken quickly. They have it on halfway. 1-1. Reece James now for England. This is Stones. Now Saka on this near side. Feeds it back in field. Ball whipped in by James, but again it's too easy. Headed away. Comes out to Eze on this left-hand side. Brings it back in field. Reece James once again. This is John Stones, halfway inside the Norway half in centre field. Out to Saka on this near side. They double up on him. He comes in again on his left foot, but the cross is blocked. Saka's been really poor since he's come on, I have to say. He's done nothing. He gets the ball again here. Little short passes again. 77 gone. This is Reece James. Now Elliot Anderson comes out to Eze on that far left-hand side. Right-footed cross into the area, headed away by Christopher Ajer. England will have the ball back again here. This is Anderson. Now it's England's turn to have a bit of possession. Eze once more. Brings it infield. Squares it across the Stones. Now Saka, but it's going side to side here from England at the moment. Not really penetrating at all. Back into Stones. Now Reece James. Back out to Saka on this near side. Cuts in on his left foot. Whips a decent ball in. Oh, and it just evades. I think trying to see who's coming in at the back post there. It was a wicked ball whipped in. And it just flashes past the far post. Trying to see who it was. I think it was Anderson trying to come in there at the back post. It was, but he was never going to be able to steer it home from that angle. That really is the first thing England have done in this second period. Now, the defending again here. Norway have it inside the England half, but that's good work from Kane. Well, it was initially. He won the ball back, but didn't keep hold of it. Norway still have it. This is Ødegaard. Almost 79 minutes gone here in Miami. Still 1-1, but Norway definitely in the ascendancy here at the moment for me. Ajer. Now Hegem on halfway. Brings it forward again. England sitting back at the moment. This is Moller-Wulfer on this near side. Sends it back in field. Squared across once more. Ødegaard. Now Fredrik Osnay. Gets the ball back there. And then it comes back out to this far right-hand side again. Oscar Bob. Little short ball infield to Ødegaard. Back out to Bob on that far side. But again, feeds it into the area, edge of the area. It's nudged back out to Ødegaard. Now to Bob once again. It's all little short passes, but they can't break England down at the moment. Back to Oscar Bob. Now Osnay. They've done well there, England. Norway back towards the centre circle. Couldn't break them down on that side. This is Nusa on this near side. Being watched by John Stones. Cuts in on his right foot. Whips the ball in. Oh, there's a man at the back post, but it's headed away by O'Reilly and out for a throw-in for Norway over on the far side. 80 minutes gone here in Miami. And you are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this game. Make sure you're watching the game through your local broadcaster. I'm Joe Mills here in Miami. 80 and a half minutes gone. It's still 1-1. This is Hegem. Runs forward. Almost gets away from Bellingham, who's been incredibly quiet in this second half. Nusa on this near side. Squared into the middle of the field. Here's Ornay. He's got plenty of space. Gets it out wide to Oscar Bob on that far right-hand side. Up against Nico O'Reilly, his former teammate. Jinking. And he gets across him, but it's blocked. Header comes off Gehi. Headed away by England and headed back into the area. Out towards the byline. Norway tried to keep hold of it, and they do. They have it on this right-hand side still. England clinging on here. This is Osnay once again. Ajer. Out to that far right-hand side. England just can't get hold of the ball right now. Infield it comes once again. This is Ødegaard. Out to Noosa on this near side. Edge of the penalty area on the side. Tries to get the cross in. It's blocked. It's another corner. Blocked by Saka. But England really are clinging on here. They really are. Another corner for the Norwegians on this near side, and we've seen how dangerous they can be from these set pieces. More pressure. Patrick Berg will have the corner for Norway on this near side. 82 minutes gone here in Miami. A goal now could very well be decisive in this game. Referee once again speaking to the players inside the penalty area. And again, that ball is not touching the white line. I'm not going to say it. Ball whipped in by Berg. It's a poor corner, headed out. He gets the ball back, Berg, on this near side. Feeds it back in field to Ødegaard. Edge of the penalty area. Little flick over the top, but it's too strong. Goes out for a goal kick for England. 82.5 minutes gone. Well, could we be heading for the tension of extra time? Or are we going to get some late drama? You can only see it coming from Norway at the moment. England have offered nothing in this second half. Long ball down this right-hand side now, looking for the run of Saka. Wolfe does well to hold that ball. He's got his back to the goal, spins, plays the ball down the line. He's worked back into the Norwegian penalty area. Neeland comes across to the edge of his 6-yard box, traps it with his foot. Ødegaard now. England look knackered. I have to say that they just look like they're running on fumes here. Norway get the throw over on that far side off Eze. Jed Spence is going to come on for England. So again, it's an interesting choice. I have to say the Reece James substitution has baffled me. It really has. Some strange choices by Thomas Tuchel, but it's just not worked. England have been really toothless in this second half. Good ball played through the middle here. Noosa has it now. Edge of he's inside the area on this left-hand side. Tried to work his way in. He's blocked off there, but the ball comes back out for Wolfe. 25 yards out. Now Ødegaard in centre field. Again, England in that low block. Comes out to this far right-hand side. This is Oscar Bob. Trying to ghost in. He's inside the area. Feeds it back to the edge of the penalty area. Now it's worked across into the middle. Now Noosa on this left-hand side. Cuts in on that right foot. Tries a shot. A low one straight at Pickford. We saw him score earlier in the comp from that position. He just didn't get any power or position on that. Just over 5 minutes of normal time remaining. John Stones brings it forward for England up to the halfway line. 1-1 here in Miami. This is Ezri Konsa. Again, it's ponderously slow. Stones once again. England just, it's like walking football once again. Need some urgency here. Bellingham back to Stones. Now Konsa again. Wins a throw-in for England. Little flick off the boot of Noosa. David Beckham sat there in the stands, feeling the heat in shirt and tie. And, well, England make a change. Nico O'Reilly comes off. And he will be replaced by Jed Spence. So it's a like-for-like change at left-back. Maybe that's an indication of maybe what's to come. Could be extra time. Throw comes infield. But England just don't look capable at the moment of threatening the Norwegian goal. They really don't. Ball comes back to the feet now of Mark Gahey. 86 minutes gone. Now Stones. This is Konsa. All the white shirts in the Norwegian half now. Saka back to Konsa. Now Stones again. This is Reece James, flicks it round the corner. Bellingham. Now Stones once more. Long diagonal ball out to that left-hand side. Brought down by Eberechi Eze. Over on that far side, fed infield to Anderson. Now Spence to Reece James in centre field. Now a little bit of space here for John Stones. Feeds it out to Saka on this near side. Side of the penalty area. They double up on him. Looking for a ball through. But again, there's no support for him there. Oh, he's done brilliantly though. He cuts inside. Squares it across. Oh, it's cleared over the bar by Ornay. And he goes out for a throw-in on this near side. That was a brilliant bit of skill there from Saka. Finally, it's a throw-in for England near the corner flag, taken by Konsa quickly. There was nothing on there, and he jinked his way through. Fed it across the edge of the 6-yard box. Now he's got round the back again there, and England have a corner now on this near side. And suddenly, it's Norway holding on. That was brilliant from Saka. Got in there, threaded a ball across the area, and a brilliant clearance from Ornay, because Spence was lurking there to tap it home. Actually, it was Eze. But a corner for England. 87.5 minutes on the clock. This is Eberechi Eze with this corner for the Three Lions. They have not troubled Norway at all in this second half. Can they get a decisive blow here in the dying minutes of this game? Eze with the corner, whips it in on this near side, headed away but not convincingly, breaks for Kane, and the referee has blown up for a foul. And again, more disappointment for England. Foul inside the penalty area. 88 minutes gone. And extra time is looking a possibility here. We've got a little break in play. And England are going to make another change. Morgan Rogers is coming on to replace Ezri Konsa. So Reece James will now drop back excuse me, into that right back position. Seemed a bit of an odd one, that. And Morgan Rogers is going to come on. A little bit more positivity there to try and help Bellingham and Kane, who've barely had a sniff in this second half. Norway are going to change as well. Pedersen is coming on for Moller Wolfe. Both managers are looking at the fact that this is more than likely heading for extra time and fresh legs needed. Marcus Holmgren, Pedersen on. So Norway have the ball at the back here. We're inside the final minute of normal time. Still 1-1. And Norway have it at the back. This is Christopher Ajer. Long ball downfield. Gehi wins the header. Ødegaard gets to it first. Haaland's header comes back to Bob. And now they have it over on that far right-hand side. Now they have it inside, excuse me, inside the centre circle. Pardon my voice. Now out to that far right-hand side. Bob once again plays the ball round the back. Osnay whips it in, punched away by Pickford at his near post. Eze wins the ball over on that far right-hand side, nudges it infield. Now Bellingham plays the ball out to the left-hand side. That's asking too much of Eze. Ajer comes across and sends it back to the feet of Neeland. Eze will chase Neeland down. Oh, and he blocked the clearance there from it was Jed Spence actually who blocked the clearance there from Neeland. Dawdled on it a little bit too long. Will be a goal kick for Norway, but that could have very easily ended up in the back of the net there. So a goal kick for Norway. We're now into added time. 7 minutes of it. Long clearance downfield. Gehi wins the header. Headed downfield by Haaland, looking for Bob, but he goes past him. Oh, well, that's sloppy at the back there from Spence. He gets away with it. Played it into Oscar Bob, and then it's played out to that far right-hand side. Eze now holds up the ball with his back to the Norwegian goal, deep inside his own half. Wins a free kick off Patrick Berg. 1 minute gone of the added 7. Spence for England. Now Gahey. 10 attempts on goal for Norway, 5 on target, just 6 attempts from England, only 1 on target. Yeah, England have been poor today, they really have. This is Stones, long diagonal ball out to Eze, chests it down well over on that far side. They've just not moved the ball around quickly enough, England. They really haven't, they've not asked any questions at all. Ball whipped into the area, Kane brings it down, but it's a poor touch from the England captain, who's really had nothing to work with at all today. Norway have it edge of their own area. Comes back to Hegem. Now Ayer. Now Fredrik Osnay rolls it back to the feet of Ørjan Nyland. Edge of the 6-yard box, plays the ball out along the floor. Back to Hegem now. Gets himself in a bit of a tangle there, trying to hold up the ball. He falls to the ground, but there was no foul there by Rodgers. And he's won himself and England a throw in here. And he whips up the crowd. Hegem has stayed down here. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship. But England will have a throw near the corner flag on this near side. Have they got somebody who's got a long throw on them? But Hegem has stayed down and he's sort of flexing that left foot. But England have been really passive in this second half. They've not got Bellingham into the game at all. Kane's barely had a touch. It's not been convincing at all by the number 4 ranked team in the world. And it just looks like it's a bit of cramp here for Torbjorn Hegem. As the clock ticks on, just over 3 minutes of the 7 added gone. He's back up on his feet, the Bologna defender. Thomas Tuchel prowling around in his technical area. He's just going to get a bit of treatment here, is Hegem. So we've got a break in play. This will add more to the tension and more to the added time. The referee tells Hegem he needs to leave the field before he's allowed to come back on, if he does come back on. Either way, England are going to get a throw in near the corner flag. It's put out of play by Hegem, under pressure there from Morgan Rodgers. So Reece James with this throw in for England. Hegem still off the pitch. James takes the throw in quickly. Comes back to John Stones. Now back to Reece James. This is Saka, back to James on this near side. Saka once again. But there's no movement from England. It's very statuesque. There's nobody making runs off the ball. This is Eze now, out to the far left-hand side. Jed Spence cuts in field. Still has it. Almost loses the ball, but it falls back here for Morgan Rodgers. Now this is Gahey. Now Stones, halfway inside the Norway half. This is Reece James on this near side. Back in field to Stones. He whips the ball in. Glancing header, but it goes wide from Bellingham. And it will be a goal kick for Norway. It was never troubling the goal, that flicked header there from Jude Bellingham. But England have really laboured in this game. They really have. It's been a real struggle for them. It is baking warm down there. 5.5 minutes of the added 7 gone. We will get more than that. We had a pretty lengthy delay with Hegem earlier. I'd say there's probably about 5 minutes remaining still. England trying to feed it through to Eze on halfway. He wins the ball, but it's a foul, says the referee. More frustration for the Three Lions. So Norway will have this free kick just shy of the halfway line. Fredrik Osnay. 6 minutes of the added 7 gone. But I think we've still got maybe 3 or 4 to go. Osnay rolls it back to the feet of Nyland. Now this is Higher, back to Neeland again. England pressing the keeper. He launches it downfield. Noosa flies over his head. Reece James will track this ball back and see it out for an England throw on this near side. Takes the throw in quickly. Now then, Elliot Anderson down this near side. This is Saka. They put him into, there's a bit of a hospital pass that from Anderson. Put Saka into, he had nowhere to go there. And Norway win themselves a throw on this near side. And we're approaching the end of the added 7 minutes. But we will probably get about 3 more. Well, there's been a coming together there. It was not the best back pass from Norway. And England are claiming there was a foul there. I think it's Bellingham who's gone down. It is Bellingham who's gone down. Was it Hegem with the foul? Let's have a look. It was a poor back pass. Bellingham was chasing it down, and Hegem's caught him there. Yeah, he stood on his heel. It was accidental, but he stood on his heel. And Bellingham would have been through there. Well, he gets back up on his feet now. Are England going to get a free kick here? We are, well, Bellingham's back up on his feet now. He's well, no, it's just a drop ball at into the hands of Neeland. Bellingham is absolutely indignant, but we play on. We've had 8 minutes of the added 7, still 1-1. Extra time is beckoning. Long kick downfield from Neeland. Spence wins the header, but it flicks off him and goes out for a throw-in over on this far side, which Oscar Bob will take. No, he won't. It'll be Frederick Osnay. Long throw. Spence wins the header. England, well, the flag is... Well, that is full time. That is full time here in Miami. And, well, we are going to go to extra time. Norway have been the better side in this second half. They had the ball in the net. They hit the bar. England have been poor. They've been really poor today. We're just going to take a little short break while the players do, and we'll be back shortly to bring you extra time here. Full time in Miami. It is Norway 1, England 1. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away. Well, welcome back to Miami. I'm Joe Mills, and it's extra time for us here. Norway 1, England 1, and the drama will continue. And Norway are going to make a change. Leo Østegård is going to come on. He's going to replace Torbjørn Heggem, who pulled up lame towards the end of the game there. But Norway definitely the better side in that second half. They had a goal ruled out. They hit the bar. England were pretty awful, I have to say, in that second period. They've offered absolutely nothing. And they've just been disappointing, full stop, in this match. They're in their huddle now. They need to be more proactive. They need to move the ball around more quickly. They need to look at... There's just no adventure about them at all. So, the drama of extra time awaits us now here in Miami. The winners of this will go through to face either Argentina or Switzerland, who'll be playing, well, in a couple of hours' time. England will be playing from right to left in this first period of extra time. They're all in white, Norway all in red with the blue off-centre cross on their kit. Jude Bellingham standing over the ball for the Three Lions. What will this bring? Hopefully it'll be a bit more exciting than the 90 minutes ahead. I really hope that the teams don't just go through the motions here and look to go to penalties. Well, false start. Bellingham, now we're back underway. Sends it all the way back to Jordan Pickford. But the referee wasn't happy about something, so we need to start again. Now we start again. Back to Pickford it goes. Has the ball at his feet. Now then, Mark Gahey. Squares it across to John Stones. Just shy of the halfway line. This is Anderson on halfway. Out to that far right-hand side. This is Reece James. Ball comes infield once more for Anderson. Back to the halfway line. And England keeping hold of the ball here, but not really doing an awful lot with it. This is Eze on this near side. Tries to bring in Spence. He gets away from his man, cuts the ball infield, still has it, and floats a good ball. Now space for Saka out on that right hand side, up against Pedersen, feeds it infield. That's a ball into the box there by James, but again it's a poor touch from Bellingham. He can't bring it under his spell, but England do win the ball back inside the Norway half. Anderson, James again feeds it out to Saka on that right hand side. They need some magic from him. Tries to get in round the back of Pedersen, and he will shepherd. Well, he tries to keep it in play. Is that a corner for England? Yes, it is. Over on that far side. I think he was initially trying to shepherd the ball out there, Pedersen, then realised that he had the last touch, and right at the death he tried to stop it going out, but it was too late. So a chance for England from a corner here over on that far side, and it will be Bukayo Saka who will take this corner for England. Almost 2 minutes gone in this first period of extra time here in Miami. This is Saka with the corner. Excuse me. Be an in-swinging effort. In it comes. Headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box. It comes back out to Saka. Try and wheedle his way in again. Chips it towards the back post. Headed across to by Kane and parried away. Out to the far side of the box. Saka will gather it in again. Good save from Neeland off the header from Kane at the back post. That's the best England have come up with since the half-time. Then it's chipped in again towards the back post, but it sails over the head of Gahey. But this is Eze on this near side. This is better from England. Morgan Rogers, long-range shot, parried. Oh, England have scored! It's Bellingham, turns it in on the rebound, and he spreads his arms. England have got the second goal. We have played just under 3 minutes in this first period of extra time. It was a long-range raking effort from Morgan Rogers. Neeland, it was a good save, but he couldn't hold it, spilled it, and Bellingham was there to gobble up the rebound. hammers it home from close range. He gets his brace, and England have been so poor in this game. They've been so poor in the second half, but it's that man again when it matters. They're 2-1 up. Jude Bellingham with his second goal, and that was a goal made and crafted in Birmingham. Fabulous effort from Morgan Rogers. Little brought it onto his right foot, twist, long range shot. Neelan should have done better. And the two Birmingham boys do the business. Neelan doesn't hold the ball, and Bellingham first to it and drills it in from the edge of the 6-yard box. It was a dipping, swooping shot from Morgan Rogers. And Neelan, oh dear me, he just pulled off a great save against that back post header from Harry Kane. But England, really, having been so poor in this game, and particularly in the second half, find themselves in the lead. And once again, the arms splayed out there by Bellingham, but England, the job isn't done. Still a long way to go here. But Norway now know that they have to throw everything at this. They'll be feeling aggrieved. They've been the better team in this game for me. This is Bob on this near side. Things are going to open up now. This is Ødegaard. They have it on halfway. Ødegaard. Now then, on this near side, ball fed infield to the edge of the centre circle. This is Martin Ødegaard once more. Play still very pedestrian in its pace. It is very humid down there on the pitch. Out to this far side to Antonio Nusa. Edge of the penalty area, tries to put it infield, but Bellingham blocks it. The ball squirts downfield. And it'll be retrieved by Sander Berge of Fulham. Now Christopher Ajer, his West London neighbour at Brentford. Ødegaard to Bob. On this near side, tries to take it round Jed Spence, but he does well there, wins the ball back. This is Rogers, back to Gahey, he chips it out to this near side, brought down by Eze, and now Spence down this near side, but he's misplaced his pass there, didn't read each other, but England quickly win the ball back. That was good work from Harry Kane. And now the ball rolled back to the feet of Jordan Pickford, who plays it out to this far side, flicks off the boot of Nusa, who tried to block it, so it will be a throw-in for England. Over on the far side, the atmosphere is ramped up here inside the Miami Stadium. It's box office Bellingham once again that has been the difference so far. But England, if they do get the win here, they know they're going to have to be better than this. They've been really poor today. But you can only play the game that you're playing. It is, in all fairness, it is very, very, very warm out there, but it's the same for both teams. Let's not forget Norway up there from the frozen north, so it's not exactly conditions suited to them either, but they've been the better team. Now then, they have it on halfway with Leo Ødegaard. This is Christopher Ajer. Again, slow pace as they work their way forward. This is Ornay on this near side, works the ball back in field. Ødegaard once more. Now Sander Berge. Now Martin Ødegaard on this near side, but England in that low block once again. This is Berge, halfway inside the England half, but he's lost control of it there, and he's forced to send that back to Neelan, who's come way out of his goal. Ødegaard now, edge of the centre circle, 97 minutes on the clock. Norway 1, England 2. Against all odds, really. Jude Bellingham latching on to the spilled shot from Morgan Rogers by Ørjan Nyland. This is Ødegaard. Comes out to that far left-hand side. David Moller-Wolfe. Norway, well, not a great deal of urgency here. They're knocking it around. Ødegaard tries to feed it through to the edge of the area, but that's blocked easily by England. And now Eze feeds it up. Bellingham with a flick downfield now, looking for the run here. Down this near side for Morgan Rogers. It's headed out of play by Ayer. Rogers has made a difference since he's come on. And England starting to look and get on the front foot here. They would dearly love another goal to really give themselves a big cushion. You feel that would be enough. You really would at this stage. This is Stones on halfway. Conser. Sorry, Reece James, beg your pardon. Now, this is Jed Spence on this near side. He's got space to run into. Yes, still going. Edge of the penalty area, or the side, gets it to the byline. Spence cuts back in field into the penalty area, goes down, penalty! Penalty for England! Spence brought down. That could be a pivotal moment in this game. Jed Spence did brilliantly there. He got round the back of his man, got it to the byline, and then cut back into towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and he's gone down. Ødegaard and Ayer are up in the face of the referee, who pointed to the spot straight away. 99 minutes on the clock. Jed Spence of Tottenham Hotspur got away from Bob, got inside Orsney, and then Oscar Bob there got his legs tangled up with Jed Spence. Yeah, that is a clear foul, and that is a penalty all day long. And suddenly, out of nowhere, England have got an opportunity. Well, it's a VAR check. I'll be amazed if this is overturned, I'll be honest with you. It is a VAR check. It was a clear foul from Oscar Bob. It wasn't, he was just clumsy. He just got his legs tangled up with Jed Spence. But the referee, his first reaction, he pointed to the spot straight away. Haaland comes across and has a little cuddle with Bellingham. That's nice. Well, the ref's going over to the screen. Well, you've got to look at this two ways. Usually when the ref goes to the screen, that's generally a sign that it's going to be given. But you could look at it another way, saying, well, they may be saying to him, you might need to take another look at this. But I can't see how that cannot be a penalty. He scissored his leg there and brought him down. That is a clear penalty. Spence, leg in front of him. Bob, he scissored his leg. Now the ref comes away from the screen, waves the England players away, and now he's going to tell us his little story. Clement Turpin, the French official, he did give a penalty on the field. What's his decision going to be? Very animated facial expressions. What? Oh my God! Well, I am amazed at that. I am absolutely amazed at that. Well, I'm sorry, that's really poor. It's just pan to Alf-Inge Haaland in the crowd, who's just made a rude gesture and sworn and accused Jed Spence of diving. That wasn't a dive. That was a penalty. That real lack of class there from Alf-Inge Haaland in the stand. That is a penalty all day long. That is a disgraceful decision from VAR. I'm sorry. That is really poor. We carry on. England have the lead. 2-1, but it should have been a penalty. And England have the throw on this near side. That was a really inopportune moment to pan into the stand there, because Alf-Inge Haaland has really let himself down there. Real lack of class. Really was. Should be ashamed of himself. This is Noosa now. I know emotions are running high, but there's literally no need for that response. And that was a penalty. I'm sorry, it was. Here's Berg. Very lucky Norway. Out to this far left-hand side. Will that be pivotal in this game? Ball whipped into the area, cleared away by England. Ødegaard on the edge of the centre circle, chested down. Ball comes out to Bob on this near side, plays it, little ball round the back for Ødegaard. Running into a cul-de-sac there, can't get away from Rogers. Orsney comes into centre field. Christopher Ayer, now Orsney once again. Now Bob down this right-hand side. England. Oh, that's a good ball, edge of the area. Noosa shot, brilliant block from Gahey. Flung himself in front of it, and it goes out for a corner over on the far side. Norway are not going away here, having had that reprieve. Shot comes in from Noosa. Brilliant block from Mark Gahey. Did strike him on the elbow, but he was turning away from the ball. It was actually his hip up into his elbow. But it is a corner for Norway, and England have looked really vulnerable from these corners in this game. So Norway, corner on the far side. Patrick Berger, 104 minutes on the clock. So coming towards the end of this first period of extra time. Patrick Berg whips the ball in, headed away well by Stones. I said Patrick Berger before, he's Czechoslovakian, I think, and long retired. It's been a long day. Now then, Norway have it, still on halfway. Final minute of normal time of this first period of extra time. Norway 1, England 2. Fredrik Åsne, halfway inside the England half, out to Noosa on this near side. Cuts in field, trying to get away from Reece James. This is Ødegaard. Little step over. Åsne now on this near side. He whips in the ball, but that's a poor cross straight into the hands of Pickford. Rushes to the edge of his area, thought about the throw. Now he does throw. And it's chested down well on this near side by Eberechi Eze. But it will be a throw-in for Norway, and it shouldn't have been. England are absolutely fuming on the bench again there. Norway take the throw-in quickly. 3 minutes of added time in this first period of extra time. Norway 1, England 2. This is Martin Ødegaard. Now Åsne on this near side. Up against Eze. He blocks it, does well there. Åsne chips the ball forward, and it's brought down by Elliot Anderson. Gahey plays it upfield. Kane. Now Jed Spence on this near side. Back to Anderson. He floats it the full width of the pitch out to Reece James over on that far right hand side. England just keeping hold of the ball now, running the clock down. Rodgers looks to come through the middle. Bellingham. Now Spence. He will have a little run down this near side. This is Eze. Chips it, looking for the run over the top there of Rodgers. Headed away by Norway, but it comes to Elliot Anderson again. Halfway inside the Norway half. Little exchange of passes with Morgan Rodgers. England just happy to keep hold of the ball here and run the clock down. Anderson floats a good ball out to that far right hand side. Brought down by Bukayo Saka. Up against Pedersen. Feeds it back in field to the feet of Reece James. Now then, Anderson whips the ball in towards the back post. Eze will gather it at the byline and bring the ball back upfield. But again, an annoying late flag. Just put the flag up. Free kick Norway. Taken quickly. Now they work it up to the halfway line, but that's a poor pass. Straight to the feet of Elliot Anderson. Now here's Harry Kane. Bellingham feeds it out now. A bit of space here for Saka. Edge of the box on the right hand side. Got an overlapping run from Reece James, but he knocks it back. Oh, that's poor. That's poor from the edge of the area from Bellingham. Right-footed effort, but it's gone high over the bar and out for a goal kick. Inside the final minute of added time in this first period of extra time. Gosh, that was a mouthful. Norway 1, England 2. You are listening to an independent studio-based off-tube commentary of this quarter-final game. Remember, you can watch through your local broadcaster. Coming towards the end of this first period of extra time now here in Miami. And that is... No, it's a free kick to England. I thought he'd blown up there. England take the free kick quickly. Orsney wins the header, but it's straight into the path of Harry Kane here. Brings the ball down for England, but he's not really interested about doing anything with it. They just want to run the clock down here, I think, the Three Lions, and they do. That is the half-time whistle. And England have the lead, albeit against the run of play. Jude Bellingham, it was a long-range shot from Morgan Rogers, spilled by Neeland. Bellingham put the ball in on the rebound. Then they should have had a penalty. It was a clear foul on Jed Spence. The referee gave it, but VAR overturned it. I'm absolutely staggered that wasn't given as a penalty for England. But that is the end of the first half of extra time. We are going to take a very quick break. We'll be back very shortly with the conclusion to this game. Well, welcome back to the Miami Stadium, wherever you are. Thanks for staying up, if you are in the hours where we are. 12:30, midnight in the UK. And across Europe, it's a late one. It's England leading 2-1 here in Miami. We're in extra time. Second period of extra time is upon us now. Norway are going to make another change here. We're going to see Crystal Palace striker Jørgen Strand Larsen. Well, that is a big moment. Erling Haaland is off. He's not really had an impact on this game at all. Now, whether he's got a knock, because when you're going into extra time and looking to square the game and then maybe the potential of penalties, Haaland is off for Norway. That is a huge call. A huge call by Ståle Solbakken. But Strand Larsen comes on. And Norway in their huddle. They're all in red with the blue and white cross on their shirts, the dark blue shorts and dark blue socks. England all in white. They'll be playing from left to right in this second half. Real tension here in Florida. It's not been a great game. England have been really poor today, but they have found a way. They have the lead. Norway have been the better team for me today for large parts of this game. They've had a goal chalked off, as have England, and they've hit the crossbar. England should have had a penalty, which was overturned. But now, the final furlong. Are Norway going to take us to penalties? They've got to find an equaliser here. We're back underway. Have they got the energy left? No Haaland, he's gone off. Strand Larsen is on for Norway. That's a huge call. Now this is Ornay. Takes the ball back inside his penalty area. That's a risky ball there, but it's gathered in by Sander Berger. England looking to win it on halfway, but it's held up well. Now they have the ball inside the England half. Now Patrick Berg coming forward, the Bodo Glimt midfielder. Little ball into centre field. Bob, now Noosa inside the area on this near side. They get fizzes a good ball across the edge of the 6-yard box. Brilliant defending from Stones, and then England win a free kick just outside the area. Bellingham down under the challenge from Sander Berge. Yeah, just left a late one on him there, the Fulham midfielder. I was looking to see whether it was an injury to Erling Haaland. He looks a bit cheesed off in the dugout there, but if it's not a knock, like I say, that it's a huge call. Anyway, free kick England, halfway inside their own half. Pickford will be the man to take it. Comes out of his area, lashes the ball downfield to this near side, and it's headed out of play for an England throw on this near side by Leo Østegård of Genoa. And it'll be Reece James with this throw-in. Got to get Harry Kane into this. He's had absolutely nothing to work with. That's a foul by Saka inside the Norway penalty area. Rather cheap one at that. And Norway will have a free kick, which Neeland will take. 2 minutes gone in this second period of extra time here in Miami. Norway 1, England 2. As things stand, we will be seeing 3 European teams make it through to the final 4. Switzerland will be looking to make it a full complement if they can upset the apple cart and beat Argentina, the defending champions. But that's pretty impressive for European football. Spain, of course, will take on France in one semi-final. England have got 1 foot in the semi-final, but this game is far from over. Norway have it over on that far right-hand side. Ball worked back in field. Now Bob over on that far side. Plays it in towards the edge of the area. That's a good ball shot, and it's gone over the bar. It's Patrick Berg. That was a lovely pass from Oscar Bob. England just switched off there. And Spence just did enough to spook him. Did it take a little nick off the Tottenham man? I don't know. I don't think so. But it was a lovely little ball towards the edge of the area there. Threaded it through there, did Oscar Bob. England have it, but they're being boxed in near the corner flag here. Elliot Anderson does well, chips it downfield. Østegård wins the header, and now Nusa has it, but he loses it. And England can break downfield now. Here's Harry Kane. Now then, is there an opportunity on this near side? This is Saka, but England need more support here. Aya comes in, Saka cuts in field into the area, but he can't get any power on his left foot, and he that's a worm burner along the floor, but it's a poor throw out by Neeland, intercepted, edge of the area now, shot comes in, oh good save at the near post, rebound, Saka, saved again at the near post, and Neeland, he was culpable for the second goal, and he could have been culpable again there, but he pulled off 2 good saves. Long range shot. I think I can't tell the difference at the moment between Spence and Eze. They're both on the same side of the pitch. They've both got very similar haircuts. I'm quite far away from the pitch. I think it was Eze with the initial shot, and then it was palmed out again into the path of Saka, and then he recovered well, Neeland, to block it at the near post. Offside flag goes up again, incredibly late. Why don't they just put the flag up instead of waiting? It is a stupid rule. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it was Eze with the initial shot and a double save from Neeland, but it was his throw that got them in trouble in the first place. Just over 5 minutes gone in this second period. Bellingham is going to come off, and England are battening down the hatches now. It's the boy from Blythe, Big Dan Burn, is going to come on, but it's Jude Bellingham's brace which is seeing England currently through to the semi-finals in a game where they've really been second best for long periods of it. But that man has been the difference again. Last substitution made by Thomas Tuchel. Dan Burn comes on, Bellingham comes off. Will that pay off? I'm not really a fan of that. It's a kind of like sitting back now and trying to hold on to what you've got, which is never always a good idea. England still need to try and be a bit proactive here and try and get a third. We'll see what happens. Here's Østegård now, just short of halfway inside his own half. Squares it to the feet of Ajer. Not a great deal of urgency from Norway here, given the situation. They trundle the ball forward. Berg chips the ball downfield. Burn wins the header. James heads it downfield, flicked on by Saka, but it finds itself at the feet of Østegård. Now Østegård to Ødegaard. And Orsney out to Noosa on this near side, but he can't get past Reece James. And Reece James wins the throw-in for England on this near side. Jude Bellingham looks absolutely shattered. He has run himself into the ground in this game. Can England now see this out? They were heroic in Mexico City in the early hours of Monday morning at the Azteca. They've not been great today. You've got to credit Norway as well. They've really nullified England completely today. It's just as I said, I thought the game would be decided by might be a mistake or a moment of brilliance. It was a fantastic shot from Rodgers, but spilled by Neeland, and Bellingham was there to gobble up the rebound. But this game not done. Norway have already shown they're capable. Over on that far side, Bob. Ball comes back to Pedersen. Infield to Ødegaard. Now Østegård. Out to Noosa on this near side. James up on him quickly again. Infield it comes to Sander Berge. Squares it to Ødegaard. 25 yards out. Comes across to Pedersen once more. He's just going side to side, this from Norway at the moment. Ball into the area, headed away easily by England. But the ball now is with Noosa. He's into the area on this side. Tries to curl it in with his right foot. Takes a big deflection. And it will be a corner for Norway over on the far side. And that always sets little alarm bells ringing there. Just took a glance off the shin of Reece James on the way through. And Ødegaard comes across. These players, all of them look so weary. It is very warm down there. But England need to stay focused here. They've already had a few scares from corners. Ødegaard whips this one in. It's headed away but down. Bob! And he slashed it over the bar. It came down to him near the penalty spot. And he snatched at it. Left-footed strike, and it's gone high over the crossbar from the Fulham man. And England again. They do look vulnerable on corners. They didn't deal with it there. Now then, long clearance downfield by Jordan Pickford. Kane trying to hold the ball up. He felt that he was hauled down from behind. Referee not interested. Norway have it, and they will bring it forward with Christopher Ajer up to the halfway line. England still leading by 2-1 here in Miami. And this quarter-final is the second period of extra time. High drama here in Florida. Can Norway find an equaliser? Ball chipped into the area once more, but it's over the head of everybody. But that's good work from Reece James. He gets the goal kick off the shins of Larsson there. As he tried to retrieve it near the byline. 115 minutes on the clock. England edging towards that semi-final. They will face either Argentina or Switzerland, who will face off in about just under an hour and a half's time. Now Norway coming forward, but that's good work. Well, the free kick's actually been given against Morgan Rodgers there for the foul on Patrick Berg. We have 4.5 minutes the second period of extra time to go. Well, that's a foul on Noosa by Reece James on this near side. So it will be a free kick to Norway. Again, just adds to the tension. About 5 yards in from the touchline on this near side. About 35, 40 yards out. Ødegaard standing over it. All the players camped on the edge of the penalty area. England massing their troops. So the Norwegian captain now with this set piece. Can Norway come up with something here? He's whipped in by Ødegaard. Pickford comes out, punches it clear. He's gone down in the penalty area as the England keeper and has stayed down as well. Christopher Ajer is going bananas at the referee. He's been given a yellow card and he just walks away, chuntering away the Brentford centre-half. But Pickford, have another look at this. He came out for the punch. Well, he got a bit of friendly fire there. It certainly wasn't a Norway player that he collided with. So I'm not sure why Ajer got booked. Maybe he said something, I don't know. Either way, it is a free kick to England. And time ticking down. Pickford with his arm around Ødegaard. As I say, a lot of these players know each other very well, playing in the Premier League. But England now edging closer. But yeah, it was just a coming together there between Rodgers and Pickford. Yeah, Ajer was booked for getting in the face of the ref. Anyway, Norway have the ball anyway. Here's Åsne. Now Noosa on this near side. Probing away again. Up against James. Cuts in field on his right foot, but James does brilliantly. Wins the ball. Puts it out for a throw-in. England just trying to run the clock down now and snuff Norway out. It's been bowling shoe ugly this from England today, but they look like they're going to get the job done here. And that's what tournament football is all about. You know, winning. It's all about winning. You know, if it's ugly, it's ugly. Now, Norway, they're not done yet. Ball fed down this near side. Noosa will get to it before it goes out of play. Excuse me. Feeds it back up the line, but the offside flag has gone up. Again, very late against Antonio Noosa. And it will be a free kick to England. Oh, he wasn't offside either there. That's another poor decision. Either way, England won't mind. Pickford comes across out of his penalty area to take this free kick about 10 yards in from touch on this near side. As we're coming up to the final minute of normal time in extra time, Kane has gone down under a challenge there as he went up for the header, clutching the back of his head. Referee tells him in no uncertain terms to get up. Yeah, I think he might have just got a little forehead in the back of his head. Anyway, Norway lose the ball from the throw-in, but Eze can't gather it in. He's going to win the ball back here, though. Norway don't clear it. And Eze just takes the ball back up to the halfway line. England just trying to see this out now. Inside the final 30 seconds of extra time, of the normal period of extra time. Long ball downfield, looking for the run of Saka, but it's intercepted by Ødegaard. Long ball downfield, headed away by Dan Burn, and now Spence will go down that far side. He's won his side a throw-in as well. And England now, they can almost taste it. That is the end of extra time in terms of normal time. We've got 2 added minutes here now for Norway to try and find a dramatic late equaliser. The ball played downfield for England have it over on that far side. They will take it towards the corner flag. They're just trying to run the clock down here. They win themselves a throw-in, do they? Big puff of the cheeks from Erling Haaland inside the dugout there. It's harsh on Norway, as I say, for I think for quite long periods of this game they were the better team. But England found a way, and it's called Jude Bellingham. But they have to be better in the semi-final. They really have to be, because this has not been a good performance. But they look like they're going to get the job done here. Hack downfield, but it's more high in the air than got any distance on it. Noosa can't get his head onto it. Saka knocks the ball back deep into his own half. Pickford will come out of his goal. 1 minute gone of the added 2. England are almost home here. Long ball downfield, won there by Norway. Comes back to Østegård. They've got to get it forward here, Norway. They're running out of time. Final 40 seconds. England so close now. This is Eze. Turns brilliantly on the halfway line, breaks forward, but it's too heavy a touch, and he has the ball pinched off him on the halfway line. Noosa comes forward now for the Norwegians, tries to thread the ball in towards the edge of the area, chested down by Bob, but England will clear it downfield. Neeland comes out of his goal. There's literally 10 seconds remaining. Long punt downfield by the Norway keeper. Dan Burn, towering header downfield by the big Newcastle centre half. Norway player has stayed down. That is the 2 minutes up now. It's now at the gift of the referee. England have done it! England have done it! They will go through to the semi-final. They have found a way here in Miami. They have beaten Norway by 2-1. It's that man Bellingham again. 2 goals for Bellingham. England huffed and they puffed. They've not been great tonight. They really haven't. But they're through, and that's all that matters. That's what they will say. But they will have to be better in the semi-final. Well, that is the 3rd European side through. It was always going to be, because Norway obviously as well. But they, having not been in this competition for almost 30 years, the Norwegians have really done themselves proud. They were the better team for long periods of this game. They had a goal disallowed, they hit the bar. England should have had a penalty. It went in roundabouts, but England were poor tonight, but they got the job done. And it's that man, and the keeper, bless him, Neeland, is in absolute floods of tears. He knows that it was that spill from that Morgan Rogers shot which has made the difference in this game. But he can't blame himself. These things happen. But England go through here in Florida. They will face either Argentina or Switzerland in the semi-final. It's a Bellingham brace. It's Hollywood stuff. But England have huffed and they've puffed and they've got over the line. Well, we hope you enjoyed that. It's been a long old night, and we'll speak to you again soon. But the news here from Miami is that England are through to the semi-finals of the World Cup. They have beaten Norway by 2-1. I've been Joe Mills. Enjoy what's left of your weekend, and we'll speak to you again soon. Well done, England.